Palencia. I'm Chapin, which is a Guatemalteco. I'm 55, soon to be 56 in June. I'm a community leader. No, let me do that. This is now, at the age of 25, I decided that I was going to come out and tell literally the whole world. So I was invited to be interviewed at Univision, and I went and talked about being gay and Latino, and this was in 1982. And this was broadcasted not only in the US through the Spanish International Network, but also throughout Latin America, including Guatemala. So when I went to Guatemala like a couple of years later, people would say, "Hey, I saw you on television, you know, that was cool," that kind of stuff. So I did it in a big way. So after I came out on television in 1982, I did two things. One is I wrote a paper, a 31-page paper about, it was like a historical sketch about gay Latinos here in the US, gay and lesbian Latinos here in the US. And it mentions 41, the whole incident of the 41. So this interview is kind of like a coming into a full circle for me, literally 30 years later. I also joined forces with a number of other gay and lesbian Latinos, and we formed Gay and Lesbian Latinos Unidos. And that really became the motherlode of leadership for future leaders. One of my big, I think, principles, life principles that I follow is inclusion. I don't like people being on the outside, on the margins. I really feel that there should always be a space for everyone to be part of, and have being gay and Latino and immigrant, and especially because I crossed the border without any papers, I immediately came into a situation where I was excluded, which was not the case in Guatemala because of, you know, who we were there. So I kind of felt that, you know, gay, lesbian, and at that time there wasn't a lot of conversation about transgenders, but certainly that is the case now a lot more. That there were many people excluded, even from the gay movement and from the Latino movement. And so we began this movement called the LGBT Latino movement. And I was looking at a picture a couple of days ago, and there are 10 of us in the picture, and only 3 of us are alive. And these are young people who died in their 20s, early 30s, like a whole life went unfulfilled. So I think the impact that had was dreams unfulfilled, you know, projects that never came to fruition, friendships, long-lasting friendships. Like my mom still gets together with people that she met in primary school. She's 78 years old now. And, you know, and yet, you know, my circle of friends that I met at that time, you know, has dramatically shrunk. I think the impact that it had is that a lot of that generation were people who were very connected to the civil rights movement, and we lost that link. And I think that had a tremendous impact in terms of the tone and the tenor of what our movement later became. Which I felt that at that time it was far more integrated. Like, people really had this, you know, no one is liberated until all of us are liberated, and this interconnectedness that sometimes is missing in our movement at this point, I think. Coming out is a lifelong journey. It never stops. So if you're in the beginning of this process, reclaim yourself. Reclaim your dignity, reclaim your power, reclaim your heritage, and think that this is a very exciting, very life-generating journey, and that you're not alone. You have a community.